Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Lemes banget, belum semangat ya? Oke, kita ulang. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. Have you eat breakfast today? Udah sarapan belum? Udah belum? Udah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for the honorable of our rector from University of Bina Sarana Informatika, Mr. Profesor Dr. Muhammad Wahyudi MM MCom MPD IPU ICN Engineering, and the honorable of the Vice Rector 2-1 Mrs. Diah Puspitasari MCom, and the honorable of the Mr. Suharyanto MCom. And today guys, we would like to have a seminar ya. Kita akan ikut seminar yang nantinya ada speaker Miss Tiana Ena Morati ya, dan beliau sudah ada di depan stage di panggung. And then sebelum kita mulai, tentunya teman-teman diharapkan nanti ketika ada question and answer session, kalian must be aktif. Jadi harus aktif ya, jangan gak nanya nanti. Oke, ready? Ready. Okay. Well, Mister, before we start our seminar today, we are sing the national anthem Indonesia Raya. Please stand up. Thank you so much. Please have a seat. Oke. Jadi udah siap ya untuk belajar? Siap? Oke. Wah, semangat luar biasa. Keren. Oke, saya nanti Retno Rahayuningsi yang nantinya akan memandu teman-teman sekalian pada saat kegiatan seminar ini berlangsung. Tanpa menunggu lama-lama lagi, beri applause to our speaker, Mrs. Tiana Ena Morati.
you very much. Thank you very much to BSI, Universitas BSI, for inviting me today. Selamat pagi semuanya. Hi. Thank you for coming. Okay, my name is Tiana. I am an English teacher. I have lived in Indonesia. Saya sudah di sini udah 12 tahun. Jadi bahasa Indonesia saya lumayan, but today I will speak to you in English, okay? This is to help you prepare for your TOEFL exam next week. Some of you at the end of the month, but most of you next week, yes? Tanggal 12, 13 ya? Dekat banget ya. Oh, okay. All right, we will go through your exam. Many of you already know the structure of the exam, but I am going to go through each part, okay? The skills that you need and some ideas for how to answer the questions today, okay? Okay, shall we begin? Next slide, please. Okay, next slide. We'll start at the beginning. Next. Oh. Yeah. Okay, makasih. All right. So next week, for most of you, you will be taking the TOEFL ITP. Okay, this is the Institutional Testing Program. This test is based on the TOEFL paper-based test, the TOEFL PBT. Now, your test next week can be used, the results, hasilnya, these can be used on your CV for lots of different local programs, local jobs, and businesses. If you are looking for the international scores, you would have to take a different test, the TOEFL IBT. That's the internet-based test. That one is different. So the test you will take next week is going to be used to apply for positions like PNS, BUMN, for scholarships, LPDP scholarships, for jobs. If you're looking for companies that have international clients maybe or connections abroad, often they will ask for a TOEFL score. So this score will be to help show your proficiency in English. But this is for local applications, okay? All right. Next slide, please. Okay. Your test next week will be in 3 sections. Listening, written expression and structure, which is grammar, tata bahasa, okay, and reading. We're going to go through each one quickly today so that you know what to expect, and I will help you strategize how to answer some of the questions. In your listening, there are 3 types of listening. There are short conversations. Those are very short. 2 speakers. Speaker A, speaker B, udah, selesai. So those are very fast, okay? Part B, longer conversations. A, B, A lagi, B lagi, A lagi, B lagi. Okay, so those are longer conversations back and forth. Those can be difficult because you can get distracted. So you need to focus on the information that they are saying. And then part C is the lecture. Seperti ini, seperti sekarang. If you can follow me now, if you can listen along, it's like this. You will listen to one speaker speaking for a few minutes at a time, okay? So those are the 3 types of listening that you will be doing on your test next week. You will hear the listenings once, so you have to focus, yeah? Jangan ngelamun, yeah? Don't daydream. Listen, focus, and then answer the best that you can. Your structure and written expression, not an essay. You are not writing, it's not productive. It is still pilih A, B, C, D. You're still choosing multiple choice answers. It is for grammar, and this is a bit difficult. You must be very detail focused for the grammar and written expression part, the structure. Vocabulary is very helpful in this section, and we can talk about ways to help build your vocabulary in English to approach this section. And then the last part is reading. Usually you get 5 passages, 5 excerpts of reading. The reading is not exciting topics. I'm sorry. The reading is usually technical or history or science related, but not in a very interesting way. It's very academic. But don't be scared about the reading. You don't need to understand every single word. You need to understand the context of the reading. And I will show you some ways to answer those questions. Okay, next slide, please. Thank you. Okay. Quick breakdown for time so that you know how quickly you need to approach these questions. Listening. You have 50 questions and 35 minutes to answer, okay? You cannot go slow. You must use your time well in between each question. Structure and written expression is 40 questions, 25 minutes. Again, this means you need to spend kira-kira 30 detik, 30 seconds for one question, okay? Not more than that. You have to move fast. Reading, 50 questions, 55 minutes, okay? So again, you cannot spend lots of time reading. Oh, I don't understand. Read again, read again. No, that is not the way to approach this test. You need to answer the questions, okay? And I will give you some ideas for how to answer them. Okay, next slide, please. Thank you. Okay, let's go quickly into the listening. So, part A. You will hear maybe 30 short conversations, okay? It will be speaker A, speaker B, narrator. And the narrator will be the question, okay? So what you need to do is focus on what is the second speaker saying. Usually the first speaker is a question, usually in the form of a question or a general statement. The second speaker, speaker B, that's the response. That usually is what you need to focus on to understand the context of the conversation. I will give you examples and I will show you what we mean. Okay? Try to imagine who is speaking, what is the situation around them, the context, why are they responding back and forth? So the topic in general, if you have a context for it, you can answer better. Okay? If you are familiar with lots of different expressions in English, surprise, oh my, or shock, oh no, or complaining, oh, I can't believe this. If you have lots of different expressions in your head, you may hear them on the test. So understanding lots of ways to express yourself will come in handy. They will discuss things like agreeing on a topic, disagreeing on a topic, yes I do, no I don't. All of those forms may come up. They may also talk about suggestions. Maybe speaker A has a question, speaker B has advice, okay? So that may come up as well. So be prepared. Next slide, please. Okay, here's an example of what part A in your listening looks like. 2 speakers, 1 woman, 1 man. The woman, you will hear on the recording, will say one short statement or question. Why is Barbara feeling so happy? And then the man replies, she just started working in a real estate agency. That's it. Uda. Okay? Then the narrator says, what does the man say about Barbara? Now, you have options. Don't be distracted by the options. You can only go on the information you know from the listening. Don't make assumptions, okay? Option A, she always liked her work in real estate. Option B, she began a new job. Option C, she just bought some real estate. Option D, she bought a real estate agency. What do you think? What is the correct answer to this question? B. Yes, I heard lots of B's. Well done. B. Next slide, please. Thank you. Okay. Why is it B? It is B because the question, what does the man say about Barbara? He only says she started a new job in real estate. He did not say she likes her job in real estate. Did you hear a like? No, he didn't say she likes it. She started it. Focusing on the verb he used tells you it cannot be A. We don't know if she likes her job. She's happy. Yeah, we know she is happy. The woman said, why is Barbara happy? But don't be distracted. The question is, what did the man say? The man said, she started her new job. So focusing on the verb, kata kerja, he said started. He didn't say liked. So we know it wouldn't be A. Also C, she just bought real estate. He didn't say anything about buying, purchasing, beli, enggak. That's not what he said. He said she started a new job. So all we know is that the information the man gives is actually very specific. Don't assume any other information. Okay. Next question, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. Another example. Woman, I don't like this painting very much. Man, neither do I. Narrator, what does the man mean? Okay, then you have options. Option A, he doesn't like the painting either. Option B, he doesn't know how to paint. Option C, he doesn't have any paintings. And option D, he doesn't know what to do. What do you think? A, B, C, or D? A or B, A, B, C, or D? Just shout out. A. Okay, next slide, please. Yes, it is A. Why is it A? Yes. Yeah. He said, neither do I. Neither is a negative form. It's just the negative form. She said, I don't like the painting. Neither do I. He is agreeing with her in the negative form. He's saying, she said, aku nggak suka lukisan itu. He said, yeah, saya juga nggak suka. That's basically all it is in the conversation. Neither do I. It's like, I don't like it either. So it's just a negative. It's just the negative form. We don't know anything about his ability to paint. He didn't say, I don't paint. He didn't say, I can't paint. He just said, neither do I. We don't know if he has any paintings. He didn't say, I don't have any paintings. So you can't make the assumptions. Okay. Next slide, please. Thank you. All right. That's part A. Now, part A, the short questions, the short conversations, you can find on YouTube for free. Lots and lots of practice. Please practice with your friends. Practice. You have maybe 1 week, until your test. There's lots of material out there to practice. Same with part B. Lots of material out there to practice. But you have to be proactive. Okay, you need to go online, find the listenings. Most of them will have American accents, so try and get familiar with the American accent. Okay? But if you're proactive, you go online, YouTube, there's material, also material on the ETS website. I know British Council has some material for listening. Actively searching for the listening practice will help. You'll get used to these questions. They have the answers, you can check. Okay? Same with part B. Part B, slightly longer conversation. Okay? Again, try to focus on the topic. What are they discussing? Where are these people? Are they in a doctor's office? Are they in a library? Are they in a shop? Are they in a school? Try to give some context to the conversation, and then you'll have a better idea of what they're discussing. So try to imagine the context. Also, looking ahead. Answer the question, read the next options for you. Try to get ahead of the question so you can imagine ahead of time. You can anticipate. What is the next conversation about? Okay, so trying to anticipate what you're listening to will help you know what to listen for. Okay, next slide, please. Thank you. Okay, here's an example. You might hear a man on the recording. He says, "I can't believe we have to read this entire book by Monday." The woman says, "Some teachers think you have nothing else to do besides prepare for their class." Man, "Well, my boss thinks the same thing about my job. That's the only thing I have to do." Woman, "Oh, I didn't know you were working. What do you do?" Man, "I do bookkeeping work for a small company on Saturdays. This weekend, I have to prepare the end-of-year reports to give to the accountant on Monday." Woman, "Oh, you better start reading then." Then the narrator, "What does the man imply about the assignment?" Now, this is tricky. Who are they? What we can tell is, number one, this man and this woman are studying. They have an assignment, so they are students. But the man also has a job at the weekends, so he's an adult. We know they're both adults who have jobs. Students, adults, jobs, university. So now we know they must be at university. They must be older. They're not teenagers. They're not SMA, they're not SMP. These are adults, okay? Now, what does he say about the assignment? A, it's too much to read in a short time. B, he has already read the material. C, he can read at work. Or D, the teacher knows he has a job. What do you think? A, B, C, or D? Okay, next slide, please. Yes, very good. I heard the correct answer. A, yes, the correct answer is A. It's too much in too short a time. Why? Because he says in the very beginning, "I can't believe we have to read this book by Monday." Like he's complaining, there's too much. Plus, he has a lot of reading at work. On the weekend, he has to do other work. So he feels stressed. It's too much. The assignment is too much to read. Okay, so if you're familiar with things like, "Oh, I can't believe it," if you know that expression, then you already know he's not happy about the amount of work. He's complaining about it, okay? Next slide, please. Okay. The last part of the listening is part C. Part C is a longer lecture. Again, it is difficult to listen, like now, to one speaker, like me, talking. It's difficult to focus, okay? I understand. With part C, you need to focus for a slightly longer period of time. But again, listening for details like, where is this talk happening? Why is this talk being given? Is this a professor at a university? Is it a manager at an office? Is it a doctor to a patient? Try to imagine the context, okay? Also, when you look at the answers on your answer sheet, try to find key words. Kata benda, okay, nouns, kata kerja, verbs. Try and find these words. Try and think of, am I hearing similar words? Are we using synonyms? Okay, so for example, started, began. Okay, we know those are synonyms. They mean the same thing. Artinya sama. Okay, try to identify words like that in the answers. So while you listen, look at the answers. Look at your options. Don't listen and then, see. Yeah, jangan. Look at the answers while you are listening. See if you can eliminate some. You can do a process of elimination, okay? Definitely not that word. They didn't say anything about doctor, so it can't be A, okay? So thinking about the context and what can you eliminate first will help you answer more accurately, okay? Also, the very beginning of the talk is important. The very first sentence or two, that introduction, that will give you an idea. Oh, this is in a school, this is in a library, this is in a coffee shop. Okay, so listening for the situation will help. Next slide, please. Okay, I'm going to read you an example for part C. But before we do, I'm going to read you the question. I want you to think about the question while I read you the talk for part C that you will listen to. The question is, what is the speaker mainly discussing? What is the main topic of the talk? All right? Your options. I want you to know the options first. 1, A, an office renovation. B, building construction. C, marketing campaign. Or D, new carpeting. Now, you know, before I begin, listen. Does he say building construction words? Is he saying office renovation words? Is he saying carpeting, like words about carpeting? What is he really talking about? So you know, before I start, listen for those topics, okay? All right, now I will start. You tell me. The reason we're meeting today is to introduce the plan for our new office layout. Starting next month, instead of cubicles, we will have an open office. There will be no cubicle walls or partitions. Instead, desks will be arranged in clusters for each department. The desks in each department will be facing each other in clusters of 4 or 6. We feel that this will facilitate better communication between workers in each department. It will also create a more welcoming environment for clients. The department managers will still have their own offices, but each will have large windows and glass doors to make employees and clients feel welcome to come inside. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest because you should already know what the topic is. What is it? Is it A, B, C, or D? A, very good. Next slide, please. It is A, an office renovation. Okay, good. Your key words in the very first sentence, our new office layout. Very first sentence, you could have got that question, okay? So bear in mind, when you are listening for the topic. Listen to the information in general. What is the topic actually being discussed? Okay, next slide, please. All right, that was our listening section. Before we go on, I want to stress to you, between now and your test, please listen to music in English. Watch films in English with no subtitles, no Bahasa Indonesia subtitles, no English subtitles. That is listening practice. If you put subtitles on in English, that's reading practice. That's okay. But listening practice means subtitles off. Listen only. That is a listening practice, okay? Talking to each other in English will help, okay? These are good ways to practice listening. Song lyric, music, listening to music in English will help. It will help expose you to idioms, to expressions that we use in English that are kind of funny, kind of interesting. Like, oh, I can't believe this. So try to expose yourself to English in as many different places as you can between now and your test. It will help. Okay, moving on to structure and expression. Nobody likes to do the structure and expression. I know that. Tata Bahasa is not fun. I know. We'll just very quickly go through some ideas for how to approach these questions. Okay? Firstly, you will be asked to do 2 different types of questions. The structure expressions complete the sentence. There's a missing word, okay? You have to choose the word that best fits the sentence, which means you need to read the sentence carefully. You need to check, does it make sense? Ini masuk akal in terms of grammar, vocabulary? Does it fit? To do that, it's easiest to do process of elimination. Kalau A, B, C, D, oh pasti enggak A, enggak B. So cross out the ones that you know it can't be X. It can't be this. Eliminate that first so that you only have 1 or 2 choices. Okay? Often, you might not know why it doesn't work. That's okay. You don't need to know every English grammar rule. You don't need to know that. You just need to know, does this fit? Ini cocok enggak? Does it fit or not? If it doesn't fit, don't circle that, okay? You just have to go one at a time to see which one seems most appropriate. But you get no more than 30 seconds. 30 detik. So you have to move quick. Okay? Next slide, please. Thank you. Here's an example. They are tricky. You must be careful as you read them. What was backed up for miles on the freeway? A, yesterday. B, in the morning. C, traffic. D, cars. Now, look at the sentence. What do you need? What part of speech do you need? You need a subject. The subject is missing. Okay? What do you think? A, B, C, or D? Oh, I heard lots of correct answers. Yes, next slide, please. Yes, it is C. Okay, why is it C? Here is why. It cannot be yesterday. Yesterday is not the subject of the sentence. Yesterday was the time. It's not the subject, okay? In the morning, same. That was the time expression, but that's not the subject of the sentence. You need a noun. You need a noun, kata benda. You need an actual noun as your subject in the sentence. Traffic and cars are both nouns. Why is it not cars? The answer is because the next word is was, not were. If cars is plural, cars were backed up, okay. Cars was backed up, no, you cannot say that. So you need to make sure the words make sense with the words after, okay? Cars were backed up, okay, but it's was. Was needs a collective noun in a singular form. Traffic is a collective noun in a singular form. Traffic was backed up. Now, is traffic more than one car? Yes, it is. But the noun itself can go with the singular form of the verb to be, which is was, okay? Cars was is not correct. Traffic was works. So traffic was backed up for miles on the freeway. Yes, the answer is C. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, here's another one. Jupiter's moons can easily be seen through binoculars or a small telescope. A, either. B, if. C, whether. D, or. What do you think? This is a vocabulary question. Try them out. Try each one out if you're not sure. The answer is A, yes. Jupiter's moons can easily be seen through either binoculars or a small telescope. Either and or we use when we have pairs of things that are parallel. So for example, in the morning, I eat either nasi goreng or bubur. Either or, okay? If you have two things to compare, you can use either and or as a construction. So binoculars, either binoculars or a small telescope, okay? When you have pairs of things, you can use that. This is a vocabulary question. So if you're familiar with how to use either or, neither nor is the negative. So if we're saying, for example, negative, I like neither coffee nor tea. That would be a negative form. I drink either coffee or tea in the morning. Positive form. Okay? All right, thank you very much. The next form you will see is the written expression. For written expression, this one you are not looking to complete the sentence. Written expression, you are looking to find the mistake. So this is tricky. If you need, if you have a hard time with tata bahasa Inggris, if you have a hard time with grammar, I think this section might be the most difficult because you need to have a good understanding of when a word is not correct in the sentence. Now, you don't have to know all of English grammar to know this. You just need to know, does this sound right? Does it feel right or not? So often you have to rely on your instincts. You might not know why it doesn't feel right, but if it doesn't seem right, go with that one. Again, process of elimination. Check each underlined word. Does it fit? If not, that would be the one you're looking for. So this one you have to be very detailed. Yeah, read it very, very closely. I'll show you some examples. Next slide, please. Okay. At the bottom, here are some examples. On Ellesmere Island in the Arctic, one fossil forest consists of nearly 100 large stumps scattered on an exposed coal bed. Do you see? Consists, nearly be, scattered che, exposed de, which is incorrect, which is wrong. Yang mana? Yang salah. Abe che de. Read carefully. Do you think you know? The answer you're looking for is B. B. Why? Nearly 100. Nearly. Harus ditukar kebalik. Nearly 100. The should be for 100. Nearly 100. Not nearly 100. You don't need there. There shouldn't be an in front of the nearly. Okay? That's a very teeny, teeny, tiny mistake. But those are the kinds of mistakes you may see. Okay? So you have to read these questions very carefully. Okay? Yep. Thank you. Next slide. Okay. We'll try one more. The surface conditions on the planet Mars are the more like the Earth than are those of any other planet in the solar system. Okay, read it carefully. Which one do you think is wrong? B, C, D. A, B, C, or D? Okay, if you chose B, yes, you are correct. B is the incorrect answer. Why? Because you do not need to use the before more when you make comparatives. Okay? More in the comparative structure, it should say, the surface conditions on the planet Mars are more like the Earth's than are those of any other planet, okay? They are more like, not are the more like. The, don't use the in that construction. So again, you're looking for the small words. Prepositions, in, on, at, to. Pay attention to those. Maybe they use them incorrectly. Maybe articles, the, an. Pay attention to those, okay? Know when to use those and when not to. Okay, thank you. Next slide. Okay, so that's it for the written expression and structure section. The last section is reading. Now, with reading, like with listening, please do not open your paper, read, terus langsung lupa, terus no, don't. Don't do that. Do not read it and then answer the questions. Read the questions first. The answers are in the reading. The answers are right there on the page. It's no tricks. There's no tricks. The answers are there. Do not read and then answer. Read the question first and then find, cari. Look for the answer in the reading. So many students go, oh, I read it so fast, I didn't understand it. And then I had to guess A, B, C, D. No. Look for the answer in the reading. The answer is there. The answers are in sequence. Question 1 will be in the first sentence or two. Beginning of the reading, that is where to find answer for number 1. Number 2, still in the first paragraph. So you can go down one by one, reading through the passage. Don't read it all at once and then try to answer the questions. You'll forget. So you have to go back to the reading, return to the reading passage, find the answers in the passage. We have techniques called skimming and scanning. Skimming is when you just read, looking for the most important words, okay? Verbs, nouns, the subject, topic. What is this? Is this history? Is it science? Is it, what are you reading? Is it part of a book? Okay? Scanning is when you're looking for specific information. Oh, okay, question 6. What year? Oh, okay. Berarti harus balik lagi. Go back to it and scan year, town. Okay, 1906. So read the question, find the answer, okay? Vocabulary is a big part of the reading. Building your vocabulary in any language is very difficult. It takes time, but you can do it if you are proactive. If you go online and you read in English, if you chat on sosmed with your friends, pakai bahasa Inggris, you are using English vocabulary. The more you use it, the easier you will remember it. It's a skill. English is a skill. It's like playing guitar. It's like playing football. The more you do it, the better you get at remembering it. So vocabulary is something you can work on every day for free. You can watch videos, you can listen to music, you can go on social media, you can go on YouTube, you can play video games, play games. Games often are in English. The more you use the vocabulary, the more you will remember the vocabulary. Okay? Try to use it every day, a little bit. Try to use it with your friends. Try to use it online, on social media. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. Again, I will show you. I will not read the passage first. If you have reading question, you get this passage. Read the question first, then go to the reading. Question first. The phrase, taken to heart, in line 1, is closest in meaning to which of the following? Okay. Now, I know they're asking me vocabulary, taken to heart, and I know where. Line 1. Great. So now look at line 1, and now let's try and figure out what can this vocabulary mean. A distinctively American architecture began with Frank Lloyd Wright, who had taken to heart the admonition that form should follow function, and who thought of buildings not as a separate architectural entities, but as part of an organic whole that included the land, the community, and the society. Okay. A lot of words, a lot of vocabulary words. Yeah. Don't be put off by that. We're given context. Now we know this passage is about architecture. This passage is about American architecture. This passage is about one architect, Frank Lloyd Wright. Okay. Now, what did he take into heart? Taken to heart in this context, what could it mean? Okay? If you are not sure, read the next sentence to get more context. In a very real way, the houses of colonial New England and some of the southern plantations had been functional, but Wright was the first architect to make functionalism the authoritative principle for public. Oh, the authoritative principle. Okay, that sounds important. Taken to heart. Authoritative principle, he used it. That sounds important to me. Okay, so maybe taken to heart means something like important. Do you see what I mean? You can read the next sentence and give it context. So, what do you think it might be? A, taken seriously. B, criticized. C, memorized. Or D, taken offense. Have a guess. What do you think? Can any of you guess A? Did any of you think of A? Good, very good. Next slide, please. Yes, A is the correct answer. Why? Because he took it seriously. He thought it was important. If you to take something to heart, bukan secara harfiah, we're not physically taking to heart. We find it important. We find it very serious. It's a serious context, a serious topic. Okay. Next slide, please. Yeah. Okay, next slide. Thank you. The next question, we'll stay with the same reading. Next slide, please. Sorry. Thank you. Okay. All right. Next. Question 2. Same reading. Which of the following statements best reflects one of Frank Lloyd Wright's architectural principles? Wait, we just read architectural principles, didn't we? That was in the second sentence. We just read that. We had to read that to make the context for the first question. Okay, let's go back to the second one. All right. Actually, it's still the first sentence. He had taken to heart the admonition that form should follow function, and who thought of buildings not as separate architectural entities, but as parts of an organic whole. Okay. Buildings shouldn't be separate. They should fit as part of the community. All right, what works for that? A, beautiful design is more important than utility. B, ecclesiastical architecture should be derived from traditional designs. C, a building should fit in its surroundings. Or D, the architecture of public buildings does not need to be revolutionary. Which one fits with what we just read? Yes, C, very good. Yes, the correct answer here is C. A building should fit into its surroundings. With the reading, we should focus on words that have similar meanings. We are looking for synonyms. We're looking for words that mean the same thing. This is a vocabulary-based question, okay? It's not going to be the exact words in the question and the reading. In English, we have lots of words that actually mean the same thing. So having a wide vocabulary will help you with the reading. You do not have to know every single word in the reading. You do not have to know it. But if you understand the context, if you understand the question, you stand a better chance at getting the right answer. Okay, next slide, please. Yep, next slide, please. Thank you. Okay, so we've done all 3 sections. Listening, structure, written expression, and reading. How can you best prepare? Well, I've been saying it all morning. Number 1, use English as much as you can. Be proactive. Between now, you have tinggal seminggu lagi. You have 1 more week. Try and use English as much as you can. Go online. Look for practice tests. There are lots of practice tests. Be proactive. Practice. Compete with your friends, okay? Get used to using English a little bit every day. If you use a little bit in an interesting way, are you interested in basketball? Okay, watch YouTube videos from the NBA. There are a million of them. Are you interested in music? Okay, listen to whoever it is you listen to in music, okay? If you're interested in literature, go online and find an ebook in English. Go through it slowly. When you come across words you don't know, it's okay to write them down, read the rest of it, and then later, if you still don't know by context, go back and look them up. I learned Bahasa Indonesia when I came to Indonesia, not because I had a class. I didn't have a class. I listened, and when I didn't know what a word meant, I wrote it down. And then later, Google Translate. I looked it up. Little by little, if you keep using English, it will stick. It's just like every other skill, okay? Just like painting, just like football, just like playing guitar. The more you use it, the better you get, the stronger your skill is. So it's not about memorization, it's about being active. English is just one tool. You have so many tools. So try to use it in as many ways as you can. Okay? All right. And also, stay calm. Don't panic. When we panic, we choose the wrong answer. Don't panic. Stay calm. Focus. Get a good night's sleep before your exam. And I wish you all the very, very best of luck. So good luck. Thank you very much for listening. I hope semoga bermanfaat. I hope it's a little bit helpful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Give applause, guys. Ayo semangatnya. Thank you, Miss. Okay, thank you so much, Miss. Well, guys, so kita masuk pada sesi selanjutnya, yaitu sesi testimoni dari rekan kalian, Prodi Sastra Inggris as a Literature Study Program. Beliau atau she pernah datang ke Rusia sebagai pembicara. Wow, keren ya. So, nanti kita akan berbagi pengalaman and sharing experience with she. Oke? Sebelumnya, saya bacakan terlebih dahulu biodata dari siswi tersebut. Oke. Okay, her name is Alia Hanifa, and the experience is participant at the Social Conversation Webinar 2022, and participant at Seminar Applied Linguistics to 2022. And then participant in selection process at Young Innovation Forum in Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand 2023. And the next participant at Young Today X AIESEC Future Later in AIESEC BSC in Indonesia, and the last delegation at OIC 2 Yacht Scientific Congress in Kanza, Russia 2023. Wow, baru ternyata. Keren ya. Oke, without overdue, we call our student Alia Hanifah. Oke, Miss. Oke, Miss Alia.
Ya.
Mic-nya?
Tes. Oh ya, kedengaran nggak? Kedengaran ya?
Oke, silakan.
Gimana nih kabar ya semuanya? Coba dari ujung situ dulu say hi gitu. Yang sebelah sini, tes ombak sini. Yang sebelah sini. Ya deh, sebelah sana. Oke, aman berarti ya. Oh, I'm a little bit nervous, but okay, it's okay. Di sini aku mau berbagi tentang, bukan motivasi, lebih sharing about my experience using English. Sejujurnya aku juga awalnya nggak begitu suka bahasa Inggris karena ribet, but because I want to go to the other country, look at snow and look sakura, so I try to practice English and learn about English. Awalnya aku belajar bahasa Inggris itu dari nonton film dulu, terus aku suka nonton drama Korea juga. Nah, siapa di sini yang suka nonton drakor buat healing? Ya, aku nonton drama Korea, awalnya subnya Indonesia, tapi lama-lama aku biasain pakai subtitle Inggris. Nah, dari situ aku mulai membiasakan pakai bahasa Inggris. Nah, di tahun 2023 karena aku udah ngerasa udah semester 5 nggak kemana-mana, maksudnya udah semester 5 dan aku ngambil jurusan sastra Inggris, so seharusnya aku bisa ke luar negeri dong gitu. Jadi I'm searching about yacht expedition in Instagram dan alhamdulillah aku diterima jadi delegasi scientific congress di Rusia gitu. Manfaat TOEFL sama belajar bahasa Inggris itu ada banyak. Setelah ambil TOEFL, kita bisa ngelakuin 3 hal. Pertama, take master degree in Indonesia, LPDP in Indonesia, TOEFL ITP itu around 500. Ya, 500. Dan take a job, income job yang bisa pakai bahasa Inggris itu lebih tinggi. Kemarin aku iseng-iseng ditawarin ada tender. Nah, tender ini, suatu perusahaan ini tender dengan kliennya dari Malaysia. Nah, folder-foldernya itu bahasa Inggris. Terus aku disuruh translatein. Dan alhamdulillah aku dapat income dari situ lumayan. Itu manfaat dari bahasa Inggris. Terus selain itu, kalau misalnya nanti kakak-kakak di sini abis udah dapat skor TOEFL tinggi, skor TOEFL memenuhi syarat, entah itu mau rencana ngambil S2 atau kerja, selama menunggu itu bisa ikut kegiatan-kegiatan yang ada di internet. Kayak aku ke Kazan itu nyari-nyarinya di internet, di Instagram. Nah, bisa sambil nyari-nyari di situ. Itu yang aku tahu, yang aku bisa sharing.
Oke, terima kasih Miss Alifa. Sedikit pertanyaan nih ya, mungkin bisa mewakili mungkin teman-teman yang ada di sini. Kira-kira butuh nggak sih ketika Anda menjadi delegasi di Rusia untuk tes TOEFL, TOEIC ataupun tes IELTS?
Ya, when I registered that, ada kolom pertanyaan tentang level bahasa Inggris Anda berapa? Minimal itu B2. Dan after lulus di registrasi, nanti upload sertifikat bahasa Inggris.
Oke, berarti memang hasil dari sertifikat bahasa Inggris itu selalu dibutuhkan ya?
Yeah, that's right.
Have you ever take IELTS test?
Yeah, I have a last week I took IELTS test
Where?
in IDP,
IDP?
Kelapa Gading.
Oh, boleh tahu nggak skornya berapa?
Aduh,
Kita kasih tahu nih, berapa skornya ya?
ya masih kecilan, around 6,
How many?
around 6.5 ya.
Wow, besar loh itu. Kalian tahu nggak nilai IELTS itu dari 0 sampai 9, dia dapatnya 6,5. Besar. Wow. Good job Alia. Wow. So, nilai kamu TOEFL?
Saya untuk daftar ISMA.
Ya, untuk daftar ISMA, how many score?
My minimal 6.
Minimal 6.
Ya,
6. Nilai kamu berapa?
6.5. Ya,
6.5. Wow.
mepet banget.
Keren, luar biasa keren sekali. Oke, thank you so much Alia. Oke, well, we are continue for this sharing session 2, question and answer session. Oke, kita move. Oke, tadi sayap kanan bilangnya siap, sayap kiri sepi. Jadi saya mulai sayap kanan. Is there any students give a question with our speaker, maybe with the students Alia Hanifa? Ayo, tadi sayap kanan semangat nih. Is there any question, guys? Any question? Everyone? Any question? Raise your hand, please. Is there any students in literature study program? Ada nggak dari bahasa Inggris atau sastra Inggris? Ada nggak? Kalau nggak bisa bahasa Inggris, ya udah bahasa Indonesia, nanti saya bantu terjemahin. Ayo nanya dong. Nanti saya dapat kasih hadiah yang mau nanya. Iya, benar. Saya kasih hadiah. Oh, Mister. Oke.
Thank you. Hello, good morning everyone. Good morning Miss and siapa tadi Bu namanya? Alia. My name is Agus Nandar. I'm from UBSI Sleepy. I have a question. How to handle about my about my nervous to doing the cast. Question for Miss, boleh? Miss boleh? Alia boleh? Miss siapa? Miss Diana boleh? Or Alia boleh?
Okay,
Thank
I'll
you.
answer first and then Alia can answer because she took the test herself, so she knows how to handle the nerves. For me, my advice to you is, firstly, thank you for the question. Good question. It's natural to be nervous. That's natural. Of course you will be nervous taking any test, English, it doesn't matter, any test is nerve-wracking. With a language test, remember what I said in the beginning, English is a skill. It's a skill. It is not like management course or business course or finance or art. It is not like a course you study. It is not like history. It's not about memorizing. It's about practice first. If you practice, if you feel confident, kalau kalian merasa lebih pede, pasti hasilnya lebih bagus. So you need to feel more confident. And confidence comes from practice. I know we live in Indonesia and English is not used very often in public, but you can easily use it on your phone. You can easily use it with your friends. If you feel confident practicing it before the test, you will feel better on the test day. But it's natural to be nervous, and sometimes nerves are okay. Sometimes nerves give you the extra energy to perform well. So it's okay to be nervous. Okay, Alia, since she takes the test, she can give you more advice as well.
All right, thank you, Miss. How do I handle the nervous? Actually, a week before I took IELTS, I felt nervous a week full. When I watch about how to pass IELTS speaking, sometimes I feel nervous. Kayak aku tuh setiap sampai di titik dimana tuh setiap ngelihat soal tuh mau muntah, saking nervous ya. Itu tuh udah seminggu sebelum aku ikut tes IELTS kan. Kayak ngerjain soal juga udah mual deh, kayak udah muak deh pokoknya. Kayak ngapain sih ujung-ujungnya pokoknya sampai semuak itu. Terus sampai akhirnya intinya tuh kita harus yakin dulu. Kamu tuh pasti bisa ngelakuin itu. Terus sehari sebelumnya itu tidur yang cukup biar di hari-harinya tuh nggak ngantuk, terus nggak mual juga. Karena sebelum-sebelumnya pasti udah belajar, so just focus on the exam, the test. Just kalau misalkan mikir tentang nilai kayak malah jadi mual gitu. Jadi menurut aku fokus aja ke titiknya itu, lakuin yang terbaik, jawab aja sebisa mungkin. Semoga itu biasanya kan usaha tuh nggak mengkhianati, hasil tuh nggak mengkhianati usaha gitu.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss. Okay, Mr. Ari, could you help me please? Tadi saya mau ngasih hadiah. Itu di hadapan Mister ambilin satu. Yes. Saya kasih hadiah, tenang kok, saya nggak bohong. Okay, is there any question more? Ada pertanyaan lagi? Oke. Sebentar ya, kasih dulu hadiah buat dia. Nih dulu. Dapat. Tuh. Oke. Yes.
Okay, ma'am, I have a question for ma'am. Do you have any advice for me to improve my grammar skill because I suck at my grammar? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Good question. Advice about grammar. Oh, okay. You don't have much time before your test. Usually, grammar is something that is easily learned with practice and often in English classes. I know you don't have time to take English class now before your exam. I know that. But another way to learn grammar is to read and to listen and mainly reading and listening if you don't have a class, to sources from English. How do I explain this? Films are good, but they don't always have perfect grammar. This is an academic grammar exam, so the ideal thing would be to do some reading online from sources that are academic to see how the structure of the sentence works. It's a very difficult thing to try to improve your grammar in a week before an exam. So unfortunately, I don't have a magic method to improve your grammar. It's actually just exposure to as much English as you can get. If you can expose yourself to lots of different English sources, you will understand the grammar just by what sounds more natural. If it doesn't sound natural, chances are there's a problem with the grammar. I wish I could give you a magic spell to give you excellent grammar instantly, but it is one of those things that practice, going online, practicing the exams, knowing what to look out for, practicing the questions, and reading as many sort of professional or articles online as you can, checking if there's any vocabulary words that you don't understand, will help you be exposed to it a bit more. But honestly, grammar is often easily learned in an English language class where we go through things topic by topic. So it's a tough one to improve in 1 week before the exam. So just do your best. Do your best. Read each question carefully and try to eliminate the ones that definitely don't sound right. That would be the best advice for now. Later on in future, then I would encourage you to watch YouTube videos. There are lots of English grammar YouTube videos you can watch for free. You can watch those to get some of the basic ideas. But unfortunately, it is something that you get from practice, repeated practice, using English, watching English-speaking films, listening to English lyrics, reading English articles online, that kind of thing. So try to immerse yourself as much as you can to kind of see the pattern of how the language works. Do you have any other suggestions for grammar?
For me, grammar is about process, so you have to learn from the class. Nggak bisa autodidak kalau grammar itu. And then, if you can take the class, you can watch on the YouTube. But because it's tinggal 7 hari lagi ya tes ya di sini. So practice, just practice. Soalnya kalau misalkan ngeliat tutup jadi wasting time. So practice kayak misalnya kemarin aku tuh juga limit waktunya antara tes sama ini karena harus ngerjain yang lain juga. Jadi aku practice ngerjain soal gitu. Kayak nanti ini salahnya di mana perbaikin lagi, ini salahnya di mana perbaikin lagi, begitu. That's for me.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Alia.
Thank you, Alia and Miss Tiana. Okay. Is there any question more? Intinya, ketika kalian mau menyelesaikan TOEFL, so you must be practice and what? Practice and practice. Lemes banget. Lemes banget teman-teman. Oke, ini yang sebelah kanan ada yang mau nanya? Ayo, udah sarapan kan? Is there a question? Ada pertanyaan? Oke, good. Wah, luar biasa nih. Mr. Ari, help me please.
Halo everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Miftahul Mizan Safikri. I am from BSI Cutmutia, Cutmutia Bekasi. I have a question about TOEFL ITP and TOEFL IBT. What is the difference of TOEFL ITP and the TOEFL IBT? And then, is the TOEFL ITP available to apply LPDP scholarship, study abroad? Study abroad ya, bener ya? Oh iya betul. Gitu. Enough for me. Thanks. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you so much. Please, Miss.
Okay, so the difference between the TOEFL ITP, the institutional testing that you will do, and the TOEFL paper-based test, PBT, those are the same. They are based on the same. They're the same format. Now, IBT is different. IBT is internet-based test. The internet-based test is a different test because it has practical elements like the IELTS. You have a speaking section and a writing section, essay writing, productive section. So the IBT has productive skills. This one, the ITP, the paper-based test, sama aja, they're the same. So these are just for reading, structure, and listening. So those are the differences. Now, The paper-based test, the ITP, you cannot use to go di luar negeri, abroad. No, it's just for local scholarship applications and local businesses and BUMN and PNS, those kinds of positions. Those you can use the ITP for. But to go abroad, like Ma Alia, to go abroad you need to have IELTS or TOEFL IBT because those have productive skills. Because when you go abroad, you have to be able to speak and to write in English. So those are separate. You have to check the requirements for any programs you are interested in. And they will tell you what is the minimum score and what you need to complete the requirements. But you can do it. It's never too late. It's never too late to start or to practice, to take a course, and yeah, to practice productive skills. Do you have any?
TOEFL ITP only in Indonesia, LPDP Indonesia, right? But I have experience. My brother, he took TOEIC, but he can full funded to Italy. So yeah, using TOEIC, the score is 700. I can be to Italy. So now there are Duolingo. So Duolingo also can be study abroad to others country. So not only IELTS or TOEFL IBT because the price 3 million. So maybe you can choose TOEIC or TOEFL IBT. Duolingo. Sorry. That's.
Thank you so much, Miss. Oke, jadi bedanya hanya institusi, yes, correct? Ya, so kalau perbedaannya hanya institusinya saja, oke? Ya, jadi sama sebetulnya, hanya institusi penyelenggara yang berbeda. Soalnya gimana, Miss? Sulitan yang mana, ITP atau PBT?
I'm sorry for
Soalnya sulitan mana, IBT or PBT?
IBT. If IBT using academic, if I'm not mistaken, but aku nggak pernah ikut IBT TOEFL, pernahnya ITP, ITP. So maybe the IBT was academic, more challenging because the writing and the speaking.
Oh, have a writing and speaking.
Yeah.
Ya, jadi kalau TOEFL ITP itu punya soal writing sama speaking. Tapi kalau TOEFL PBT hanya punya 3 skill. Yang pertama listening, structure and written expressions, and then the last reading comprehension. Jadi hanya punya 3 itu. Jadi kalau TOEFL-nya yang internet based, jadi mereka punya 4 skillnya. Listening, reading, writing, speaking. Grammarnya nggak ada. Gitu. Oke, jelas? Oke, ada lagi pertanyaan? Is there a question more? Bu, mau nanya lagi? Boleh.
Lebih ke apa sih? Gini sih, can you guide me to achieve LPDP scholarship or maybe from lembaga bahasa? Tell me about LPDP scholarship or many scholarship on the Indonesia or abroad. Gitu.
I don't get it. Scholarship Indonesia, I don't get it. I'm sorry.
Nggak kedengeran?
Iya.
Oke. Kamu nanya ke saya bukan ke speaker berarti. Oke. Lembaga bahasa to giving the information to study abroad and scholarship. Oke, nanti you are able to contact all the PIC of the lembaga bahasa UPSI untuk tell or call about the information. Ya, jadi kamu tanya-tanya nanti lebih intens karena kan nggak mungkin kita buka di sini secara keseluruhan, nanti waktunya sampai jam 5 subuh. Ya, oke, thank you so much. Is there any more question?
Miss,
Ada lagi pertanyaannya? Oke, good. Sayap kanan bergema.
Halo semua, nama aku Melania dari UBSI Depok. Ya, ini pakai bahasa Indonesia aja ya. Nggak bisa bahasa Inggris. Gak apa-apa lah, ini aja lah. Oke, sebelumnya saya mau nanya, bagaimana caranya bisa menyukai bahasa Inggris dari orang yang tidak menyukai bahasa Inggris? Awalnya tidak menyukai, menjadi menyukai, atau mungkin love bahasa Inggris. Udah mencoba belajar dari lagu, cerpen kecil, atau mungkin udah berhayal-hayal gitu. Gimana tahapnya dan konsistennya gimana sih Miss Tiana dan Mbak Alia? Thank you.
Oke, thank you. What's your name? Okay, Melanie, thank you so much. Okay, the question from Miss Alia here.
Okay, for me. How to love English, right?
Yeah,
How to like
right.
English from nggak
How
suka
to love the English, because the firstly that you don't love the English.
Ya, dari nggak suka tiba-tiba jadi suka ya.
Iya, betul.
Pertama dipaksa dulu sih.
Dipaksa.
Kayak
Tuh dipaksa, guys.
harus karena apa ya, film-film yang
Agak
bagus-bagus. Film-film yang bagus-bagus rata-rata dari luar kan, kartun-kartun Disney kan dari luar. Terus aku suka baca komik, webtoon gitu. Webtoon juga biasanya update-nya paling update tuh using English ya. Jadi dibiasain, awalnya tuh dibiasain dari hal yang aku suka dulu, film, nonton, baca komik, nonton drakor. Nah karena aku sukanya cepet ngebut gitu ya bacanya. Jadi dimulai pakai bahasa Inggris, update-update yang bahasa Inggris tuh aku mulai gitu. Terus nanti jadi terbiasa menggunakan bahasa Inggris. Baru waktu punya mimpi pengen keluar negeri kan kita butuh praktis, butuh skor kan. Jadi baru habis itu skor. Jadi awalnya itu dari sesuatu yang kakak suka dulu. Kalau kakak suka nonton film, kakak bisa nonton film yang Inggris. Kalau kakak suka beauty vlogger, nonton beauty vlogger yang using English. Or kalau kakak suka main game, settingan bahasanya dirubah jadi bahasa Inggris. Jadi ubah semuanya jadi bahasa Inggris dulu. Walaupun awalnya agak pusing, tapi lama-lama jadi kebiasaan gitu. Kalau aku pribadi.
Oke, thank you. Jadi poinnya adalah kalau kamu suka sama film dari bahasa Inggris, jangan gunakan subtitle, coba ya. Coba belajar dari ketidaksukaan kamu sama bahasa Inggris. Kamu suka film apa? Romance or action? Nah, coba kamu jangan nontonnya dengan bahasa Inggris atau subtitlenya bahasa Inggris, atau mungkin tidak pakai subtitle sama sekali. Nah, itu bisa. Jadi hal-hal yang kamu sukai itu yang tentunya nanti bisa membantu Melanie untuk bisa menyukai bahasa Inggris. Dan yang paling gampang sebetulnya teman-teman bisa change your language in your handphone. Coba pakai bahasa Inggris handphonenya. Kan itu salah satu membiasakan kalian untuk bisa menggunakan bahasa Inggris sehari-hari. Kalau nggak tahu bisa translate, nggak tahu translate, sehingga nanti bisa terbiasa untuk mengetahui vocabulary dari bahasa Inggris, ya. Seperti itu, Melanie. That's correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Oke. Ya, jadi seperti itu ya. Jadi teman-teman tentunya harus banyak latihan, biasakan untuk menonton hal-hal yang disukai dengan bahasa Inggris atau tidak dengan menggunakan subtitle, seperti itu. Oke. Selanjutnya, masih ada yang ingin bertanya? Is there any question? Mau nanya di belakang nih.
Thank you, Miss Retno Istiana. So excuse me to give information. Untuk jurusan teman-teman jurusan, lihat di gambar, lihat di layar. Administrasi perkantoran, administrasi bisnis, perhotelan, hubungan masyarakat atau PR, dan ilmu komunikasi. Sekali lagi, untuk jurusan administrasi perkantoran, administrasi bisnis, perhotelan, hubungan masyarakat atau PR, dan terakhir ilmu komunikasi, tes TOEFL ikut dengan really English. Ya, kasih tahu teman-temannya yang nggak datang hari ini. Kasih tahu teman-temannya yang tidak datang hari ini. Ya, tesnya ikut dengan really English. Kapan jadwalnya? Akhir Februari. Tanggalnya belum pasti. Nanti akan diinfokan di Telegram. Oke? Jelas? Jelas. Kasih tahu temannya yang tidak hadir hari ini. Kemudian untuk yang lembaga bahasa, nah ini, silakan difoto, dicatat dan diingat. Nanti tesnya tanggal 12 dan 13. Silakan teman-teman cek di aplikasi My Best di kelas apa? Kelas A, kelas B, atau kelas C. Masing-masing kelas berbeda jadwal tesnya. Ya, silakan. Jadi tidak ada yang bingung lagi dari sini, ya. Pulang dari sini sudah tidak ada yang bingung kapan tesnya untuk lembaga bahasa. Yang ikut tes TOEFL dengan lembaga bahasa jadwalnya tanggal 12 dan 13. Kelas A, kelas B, dan kelas C berbeda jadwal. Kita menggunakan My Best dan Zoom. Untuk Zoom-nya listening, ya. Jadi sudah harus standby minimal 15 menit hingga 20 menit sebelum listening test dimulai. Ada pertanyaan untuk TOEFL test? Silakan. Yang masih bingung? Tidak ada. Sudah jelas? Jelas? Kasih tahu temannya yang tidak hadir hari ini. Oke? Iya. Saya kembalikan kepada moderator. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much Mr. Ari for your information. Jadi sudah jelas ya teman-teman, semangat ujiannya untuk tanggal 12 dan 13. Coba dipastikan kembali nama kalian terdaftar pada kelas-kelas di My Best. Ya, dicek lagi di My Best kalian kelas apa ya? Ingat, kelas A jam berapa tadi? Jam 10 mulainya. Lalu kelas B jam 7 malam ya. Kalau ini kelas C jam 7 malam. Jadi ada 2 hari yang kelas malam. Oke, dicek, dipastikan kembali. Jika kalian sudah mendaftar namun di My Best-nya tidak ada kelasnya, langsung koordinasi dan konfirmasi. Ingat, keterlambatan untuk listening kami hanya berikan 15 menit dari jadwal yang sudah ditentukan. Lebih dari itu kami akan langsung mulai record listening, ya. Jadi kita akan putar recording listeningnya di Zoom. Jadi kalian nanti recordingnya dengar dari Zoom. Nanti 15 menit setelah bergabung di Zoom dari jam 10, 15 menit setelahnya baru akan kita mulai untuk mendengarkan recording melalui Zoom meeting. Jadi kalau nanya ini listeningnya mana, nggak ada recordingnya, nggak ada, karena yang putar recordingnya langsung dari tim lembaga bahasa. Is that clear? Jelas? Any question? Soal tesnya? Soal jawabannya. Semua juga mau, Mas. Oke. Untuk tanggal 12-13 jangan lupa nilai kalian berapa minimum? 400. Yang sastra Inggris minimum 500. Piece of cake lah. Ya. 400 ya kecil lah ya buat kalian. Mudah kalau belajar. So you must be practice and practice. Harus practice terus di rumah, di jalan, mungkin dengerin podcast ya kan? Itu terbiasa nanti kalian. Good. Okay. Well, for the last session, I will call my partner in Lembaga Bahasa, Miss Yanti Rosalina SS MPD as the leader of the Lembaga Bahasa. Please come here, Miss. We are take a picture. Mr. Ari Iswanto Wibowo. Could you please hear, Mr. Dr. Agus Priyadi MPD. Beliau adalah kaprodi dari Sastra Inggris. We are take a picture together with the student.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Retno. Well, this is our last day, right?
Right.
Our third session starting from tomorrow, yesterday, I mean. And thank you so much for Mrs. Tiana, our guest speaker for today. And thank you so much for Alia also. Okay, for giving us testimony and also all kind of activity that you should be done. Okay, if you wanna join kind of IISMA and what else, Alia? You can use English for what? Oh, okay.
Russian,
You
Miss.
may use.
Russian, Miss.
Yeah. Scientific Congress in Kazan, Russia.
Okay, go to Kazakhstan, Rusia, attending for the conference. I hope tidak hanya Alia ya, tapi kalian calon-calon penerus seperti Alia, or even though you wanna continue your study, go abroad, insya Allah itu bisa, tidak ada yang tidak mungkin. So, sebelum kita tutup kegiatan kita pada siang hari ini, kita adakan foto bersama ya, sebagai kenang-kenangan. I will meet you on the test event on the schedule that Ms. Rari already informed about the schedule. Take a note, like Ms. Retnos mentioned about, don't be late to join on Zoom session, okay? Even though we are using my best, but you still need to join on Zoom. Starting pointnya what time tadi Ms. Rari mention ya? Startingnya 15 minutes before ya?
Yeah.
Okay, 15 minutes before the schedule. Okay, for the first day on 12 February in the morning session at 10. Okay, you will meet me on Zoom. Okay, should be there. Okay, Mr. Agus, Mr. Ari.
Mr. Agus, Mr. Ari.
Picture, please.
Miss Tiana and
Tiana
Miss
and
Alia.
come here.
Thank you so much, Miss. Okay.
Let's.
Mr.
Could you help me to stand up?
Okay.
Stand up, please. Okay. Wow. Today is interest. All of them so interested with your material, I think. Right?
Mr. Sule,
And
could you help
active
me
to
please?
have a question, yeah.
Oh, Ibu Anas sebagai SO dari Kaliabang.
Oh, yeah.
Silakan bergabung, Ibu. Bu Anas. Bu Anas, could you hear please? Oke, berdiri ya teman-teman. Kita foto bersama. Ini dong, maju dong teman-teman. Foto doang, nggak apa-apa. Sini maju, biar nggak kelihatan kosong. Ayo, come on, come on. Nah, kapan lagi kan? Foto bareng sama narasumbernya, sama speakernya. Okay. Ayo, get closer. Ayo dekat. Ayo ngedekat semuanya. Yang di belakang, merapat. Ayo ke depan. Come on, guys. Hey, ayo di belakang, maju. Buat foto ini, nggak buat nanya. Ayo, come on.
Yang belakang kelihatan ya. Oh, Pak Tabrani di mana? Pak Tabrani di mana ya? On
Iya.
the back ya, Bu.
Nanti fotonya
Yuk,
di-share di
Pak
Telegram.
Tabrani boleh ke depan, Pak. Silakan foto bersama, Pak.
Ayo maju. Lebih dekat lagi teman-teman. Video Mr. Sule. Belum. Kita video dulu, guys.
Video.
Sekalian bikin FYP TikTok mungkin bisa ya.
Suaranya yang kencang ya.
Kali aja kan FYP ya.
Ya, Miss Reto kasih aba-aba.
Oke, saya nanti kasih aba-aba ketika saya bilang kuliah. Jawabannya?
BSI aja.
Pinter. Oke. Ready? Oke. Kuliah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You wanna say something? What? Ya, sama-sama Ibu.
Oke, thank you so much Mrs. Tiana Enamorati dan Miss Alia. Oke, thank you. So guys, because this is the last session, udah mau siap-siap pulang ya di belakang ya. Udah ketahuan mau pulang, tenang, masih siang. Belum pagi kan? Mau saya panjangin sampai pagi. Okay, so guys, because this is our last day, I hope that you have the higher score. Ya, kalian punya nilai di atas 400. Lalu bisa go to study abroad. Mungkin yang nantinya kalian setelah lulus dari BSI mau kuliah lagi S2, luar biasa nanti ya. Jadi nilainya mungkin bisa digunakan jika kalian ingin study abroad. So the last I say billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.